It's time for Recipe of the Day. Today is the first day of Passover. Happy Passover. And this weekend is Easter weekend, which makes today the perfect day to be talking about anything to do with hard-boiled eggs. And so I'm telling you about my favorite egg salad recipe. Now, I will admit that normally if I'm making egg salad for myself for lunch, I just take a couple of hard-boiled eggs and mash them up with some mayonnaise, salt and pepper, green onion if I have it, celery if I have it, and that is the end. However, if I am making egg salad for like a lunch for a bunch of people, or if I'm making it more special, I have a very special procedure that I follow that makes it extra perfect. I'm also going to talk about how this extra procedure is also really ideal or part of the ideal way to make egg salad if you're doing those like fancy ribbon or tea sandwiches. So the thing about egg salad is that it's not great if you put it in the fridge for a while, and it's because liquid leaches out of the egg whites and makes it watery. So whereas you can refrigerate chicken salad that you've made, mix it up, put it in the fridge, it can even get better from being in the fridge. Egg salad, you cannot. I will say that in my parents' restaurants, they did serve egg salad, but they always made it to order for that reason. If you try to make it ahead of time, it just didn't work. So my mom would have prepped on like really busy days. She'd have bowls with 2 eggs already peeled, hard-boiled eggs in the bowl, ready to go, a bunch of them, so that when somebody ordered egg salad, she just grabbed that bowl and would make it really quickly to order each time. That wasn't as necessary with some of the other salads. I think maybe like the tuna and salmon salad were made to order as well, but I don't think for the same reason. I think that was just because people didn't order them as frequently, and so she didn't want to make a big batch and have it in the fridge waiting, Okay, the first thing when it comes to making egg salad is to get some hard-boiled eggs. The easiest way to do that is to buy them at the grocery store already hard-boiled, and I do that sometimes, but usually I actually cook them in the Instant Pot. Now you can cook them any way you want to, but the Instant Pot is the best because you get the easiest to peel eggs ever. It's just insane. So how you do that is you put your eggs in there, usually like 10 or 12 on a trivet or in a metal steamer basket with 1 cup of water under them. And then you seal the Instant Pot up and you cook it on high pressure set it on high pressure for 5 minutes. It's going to heat up in there and build up pressure. Then it's going to pressure cook for 5 minutes and then you just leave it alone for 5 more minutes. Then do a quick release to release the pressure. And then you want to immediately put the eggs into a cold water bath. I give them a quick rinse and then put them in an ice bath and leave them there for a few minutes, and then they peel so easily. Like the peel will come off in like 1 piece. It's just crazy. And actually, just a little while ago, I only needed 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I will tell you, it just happened a little while ago. I was craving egg salad, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna hard-boil 2 eggs, and I did them in a pot on the stove the way that I used to do before I had an Instant Pot years and years ago, and I did it on the stove, and then I chilled them, and then I was peeling them and it was such a pain. All these little flecks of peel, my eggs ended up all like pockmarked. It was just awful. And I was like, oh, I remember how this used to be the normal thing and it's not anymore. So I am probably never ever going to do that again. If you haven't tried it before, you've got to give it a try. Instant Pot hard-boiled eggs. Okay. So you have your hard-boiled eggs, you've chilled them down, and then what are you doing? Now, to get the creamiest egg salad with no pockets of dry yolk and with like perfectly moistened bits of egg white, this is what you do. Okay, you are going to peel those eggs and then rinse them off in case there's any shell stuck to them, and then cut them in half, pop the egg yolks out like you would for making deviled eggs, put the egg yolks into a bowl just by themselves, and so for 8 hard-boiled eggs, you're going to put a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And yes, you're hearing me correctly. I've not added the egg whites to this bowl. It is your 8 egg yolks. Well, they're going to be like 16 because you're popping them out of each half. So 16 half egg yolks. You know what I mean? Half a cup of mayonnaise, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and you mash that up until very smooth. Okay, now you've basically made a dressing for your egg whites. Get your egg whites then and chop them up really finely. And then you add those to your egg yolk mayonnaise dressing along with celery and green onions. For this amount, I do 2 ribs of celery very finely chopped and 1 green onion very finely chopped. I go in with the whites as well. I kind of cut that in half lengthwise along it and chop those in there too. But it's up to you how oniony you want it, and stir that in. It is so creamy, smooth, delicious. It is amazing. And it also is the thing that helps if you want to do those like party sandwiches, the tea sandwiches, ribbon sandwiches, whatever you call them. So the problem with egg salad in those is, as I was saying, those egg whites leach out water. And you usually want to make these party sandwiches ahead of time. You make a whole bunch, all the different flavors, and have them in the fridge. But they're gonna get mushy. So there's a whole bunch of tips that I have in the recipe, like in the blog post for my egg salad. The tips are there. I will link to that in the show notes for you. But this is one of the tips, and it's because it's a stronger emulsion, the egg yolk with the mayonnaise, and so it resists some of the water a bit more. But here are the other tips. If you are trying to pre-make these sandwiches, this is what you can do. So that emulsion that I talked about, and then you can also undercook the eggs slightly. If you have fully set whites and yolks that are only just set, that'll be better, and it's because undercooked whites tend to weep a little bit less. You can chop up the egg whites and then blot them dry on paper towel and let them air dry a little bit. That'll get some of the moisture out of them. Also, if you're doing this recipe for those tea sandwiches, use less mayonnaise than I said, even half as much. If you've ever paid attention, those little ribbon sandwiches, the egg salad is drier than normal egg salad sandwiches. And it's because they've used less mayonnaise and they've done it on purpose. The other thing you can do is salt the mixture less, and it's because the saltiness is going to intensify in the fridge as this sits, but also salt pulls out the moisture. So if you have less salt, you're going to have less of that moisture. You could even do no salt and then lay the sandwiches on their sides after cutting them and just lightly sprinkle that with salt. That would do the trick. Another thing you can do is add some softened butter to the mayonnaise. So for every 1/4 cup of mayonnaise that you're using, add 2 teaspoons of softened butter. Mix it in well with the mayonnaise before you add that to the rest of your egg salad ingredients. And that's because the butter firms back up in the fridge and provides a tighter texture, but still has that nice moist mouthfeel. You know what I mean? But you're going to have a firmer texture. It's going to resist the moisture more. You want to butter the bread on the side that's going to be touching the egg salad. The butter acts as a fat barrier to the liquid and can stop the bread from getting as soggy. And then finally, you can make the egg salad 24 hours ahead, but don't put it into the sandwiches at that point. Drain off any liquid, add more mayonnaise if you need to bind it, and then make your sandwiches, wrap them tightly in plastic wrap and refrigerate, and then serve within 6 hours. So those are the tips for that kind of egg salad. That's a rare thing you need to do. Most of the time, you're just making a couple of sandwiches for right now, in which case you don't have to worry about any of that. But I've given you the information, and maybe I've inspired you to make some fancy sandwiches for the holidays this season. Really, really nice idea. Okay, I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is April 2nd of 2026. I will also put in the show notes for this episode my link to chicken salad. Oh, it's such a good chicken salad recipe. And my ham salad recipe, because if you are celebrating Easter and doing ham, you are probably going to have leftover ham. You definitely want that ham salad recipe. And I also have a cottage cheese chicken salad that's very, very good that you should try. I will link to that for you as well. Okay, I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back on Saturday with my longer Saturday episode. Happy Passover. Happy Easter. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.